Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're looking for a dash cam but you don't want it to break the bank, check this out. The footage you're looking at is from a $30 dash cam, if you can believe it. Stick around, I'm going to tell you all about it. This is the Bestek. I think that's the model number. They don't have it listed on Amazon, so just going to go with that. Let's unbox this puppy and see what it's all about. I actually got this as a Christmas present. Best life. Dang it. Alright, in the box you get the dash cam, of course. This is ridiculous. Not sure they have enough tape on there. USB to your computer. Ah, man, they got these things really taped up. You can't even barely open them. Oh, what a pain. Your windshield mount and the power cord. There's the directions that came with it. Ah, there it is. Model BTCDS1. Okay. If you get on Amazon and you just search for Bestek dash cam, this is the first thing that pops up. The instructions that come with this are actually halfway decent. They got a little graphic on here that tells you exactly what each button does. Of course, it's kind of translated from Chinese. Camera can loop recording and will not lack of second recording. Okay. So you get a few confusing phrases like that, but you can figure it out. It's not that complicated. There's the camera itself. It's actually very small. It's, let's find out. It is 2 inches by 2 inches. 1.25 inches deep, wide, I don't know, whatever. It's very light. The screen is just like a piece of plastic over the actual screen on the inside of this. The buttons feel pretty good. And this little guy right here just looks like it locks it onto the windshield mount. You lock it on, that's pretty secure. It's a ball joint and it's fairly tight. It should stay where you put it. It doesn't have a whole lot of side-to-side motion. Like if you're sitting on the side of the road and something's happening off to the side, you can't really turn it or anything like that. This mounting point right here, see how that almost goes vertical? That's a big plus for me because I drive a Hummer H3 and the windshield's almost completely vertical. For you guys that drive like Jeep Wranglers and stuff where your windshield is pretty much straight up and down, that'd be good for you. This has got a Novatec NT96650 chip. It's got a 150 degree field of view. It does loop record. It has a G sensor. I'm not a big GPS fan. And I don't usually get too hung up on the specs. I just want to know, is it good or not? I mean, whether it's got a Novatec or an Ambarella chip in it, I don't care. Does it do its job or not? And that's what we're going to find out. Build quality actually feels okay. I mean, it's a $30 dash cam, so I don't expect a whole lot out of it. The whole reason I bought this was because it's cheap, and I wanted to show you guys something that's a little more, affordable to everybody. That's how you mount it. It sticks. Once it's up, it's up. And of course, you have your cords. The good thing about these is they're common. It's got the, what is that, a micro USB or whatever they call it. Now, who doesn't have a few of these laying around from old phones and stuff like that? Here's my Mini0906 that I've been using for years. You can kind of see size comparison-wise how this stacks up. The company that makes these mini cameras just came out with a brand new version. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like a Mini809 or something. The main unit is this small, and it's got a rear dash cam that wires into it. So I'm really excited to try one of those out in the near future. I'm going to get this temporarily mounted up to my windshield and go drive around and try it out. Moment of truth. Yeah, plays you a little song. Sweet. And it automatically started recording. So this is straight out of the box. I've done nothing but unbox it and plug it in, and that's it. I haven't messed with any of the settings, if any. I didn't even look to see if it had any other settings, but I haven't messed with anything. I just took it out of the box and plugged it in. So this is straight how it comes from the factory. I'm sitting here playing with the menu, and it's actually really easy to use. You push that menu button, you've got arrows up and down, and OK. I didn't even read the directions, to be honest. I just kind of scanned through them. You just click through up and down. You hit OK, and there's all your settings. It'll do 1080 and 720. It looks like it goes all the way up to 12 megapixels. You can set loop recording for 1, 3, or 5 minutes. And that's really good because I prefer 1-minute clips. It's just a lot easier when you're going through it on your computer later on. Record audio on and off, G-sensor medium, parking monitor on and off. I don't usually use the parking monitor. I just let it roll 100% of the time when I'm parked somewhere. Language. English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, Italian. Looks like Russian, Chinese, Japanese. I don't even know. Let's go with English. You can tell it when you want the screen to shut off. You can review your videos. This is weird. Even though it has the speaker that played that little song when I first turned it on, when I'm playing the video on the camera, it doesn't have any sound to it. That's a little weird. The first thing I noticed from outside the car is it's not very discreet. It hangs down into your field of view more than I'd like. In addition, the chrome around the camera lens makes it stand out even more, which I suppose can be drawn over with a black permanent marker. For me, discreetness is key. I don't want anyone to know it's there, and that's why I've taken a preference to those cylindrical designs like the Mini series. If you put something flashy and shiny in your window, all you're doing is tempting some scumbag to come by and steal it. So that part may not bother you, but it bothers me. Check out that plate. I'm about 10 feet away from that car in front of me. Well, now it's about 20 feet. As part of the audio test, I want to see if I can catch some conversation from outside the car. That could be kind of important. I'm sitting in the car right now. I'm going to get out. I'm just going to talk normally. I'm not going to yell. I'm talking directly into my window that's down. Now I'm in the middle of the street. Now I'm standing on the opposite side of the road. Now I'm walking back to the car. Oh, I just locked myself out. That's awesome. Unlock. Good thing that window was down. You know, I really hope that the audio on this turns out to be good, because that's something that's really important to me. I don't know if anybody else really thinks about it. Just for a CYA factor, if you're sitting there pumping gas or something, you know, just anything, somebody comes up, starts fighting with you, arguing, or you get carjacked, using an ATM or something like that, and somebody comes up and robs you. Even though you may not catch the act on camera, the conversation that took place can be very important. Just looking at these two screens, the 803 and the Bestek side by side, it looks like the Bestek's going to win. I'll know more when I get back home and look at it, but man, this actually looks a lot brighter than the Mini 803. Now keep in mind, the Mini 803 does have a lot more adjustments that you can make to the exposure. It's got the EV value that you can change up or down. It's got wide dynamic range. It's got white balance. It's got all that stuff on it that you can change. The Bestek does not. It is what it is. You can't change it. Again, this is the way it is straight out of the box, and the only two things that I've changed in the settings was I changed it to 1 minute clips where it was set on 5 minute clips, and I changed it from like 4 megapixel to 12. It goes all the way up to 12, so I cranked that up. But that's it. This is how it is straight out of the box, and looking at this video, I tell you what, if it actually looks as good as it does on this little baby screen on the back of the camera, when I go back and look at it on the computer, I will be absolutely astonished that a $30 dash cam can do this good. I know Walmart sells a dash cam. I think they want like $20 for a real cheap, crappy dash cam. There's a couple of reviews on YouTube of that cheapo Walmart dash cam, and it is terrible. I don't know why anybody would even waste their money. For Pete's sake, spend the extra $10 and get this one. This is leaps and bounds better than that. You know, it's certainly better than nothing, but it's way better than that for $10 more. Man, I would get this one 100 times over. For a $30 dash cam, I am really pleasantly surprised by this. I was fully expecting it to be a cheap piece of garbage, but really, I mean, it feels cheap, but it doesn't act cheap. It actually performs quite well, even better than that Explorer C1 I did a while back, which I sent back the same day I got it. That thing was a piece of junk all the way around. So the daytime video quality on this is actually pretty good. I'm not going to complain for $30. As far as ease of use goes, you saw me playing with the menu in here, and it's actually very easy to use. It looks good. It's easy to navigate through and easy to pick out what you want to do, what you want to change. I noticed on Amazon there's quite a bit of negative reviews about this, and a lot of it is just complaining that it doesn't have something like, you know, there's no GPS, there's no this or that. Well, of course, you're not going to get all that for $30. This is a good, basic, no-frills dash cam. The best part, honestly, the best part about this, being that it's so cheap, again, I know I keep going back to the fact that this thing is only $30, but I'm really astounded by that. I've seen a lot more expensive dash cams that are much worse than this. Alright, so pros and cons. At the end of the day, this thing is cheap. It's affordable to many other people. It's small enough that it doesn't really get in the way. Even though you can kind of see that it is a camera in the windshield, it kind of is what it is. For 30 bucks, I'm not going to complain. Con side, all this stuff doesn't matter to me, but it might matter to somebody. This has no GPS, no speed, no map, no frills. That's a pro for me. I don't really care about that. I don't need the GPS or the speed or the map or anything like that. I know where I'm going, and the video shows where I'm at. I don't care. Those are my thoughts on this thing. This is the Bestek dash cam from Amazon.com for $29.99. It doesn't get much prettier than that. If this is in your price range, I would say definitely try this guy out. Even though there's a lot of negative reviews, I find those to be complaining about things that can't be helped. They're complaining about how the camera is made, not the performance of it. Chronic complainers, you could give them $1 million and they'd still find a way to complain about it. So I'm going to keep this for a while and see how it goes over the next couple weeks. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe right here. This circle with my space helmet head, yeah, that's a subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you soon.